Hey guys, welcome back. Scott Matthews, Latrobe Valley, building a Sopwith Camel, and we built a cruiser over here. Been a bit quiet lately, and here's why. So finally got the GoPro working this morning. Been very quiet, guys. Got a bit of a sty in my eye. Pretty painful if you ever had one of those. Not feeling too photogenic, but you'll have to put up with my ugly mug. So I haven't really touched the aircraft. I need to get it outside. I'll take you outside and I'll show you what's going on. Alright, it's with my nice hanger here. We're up to a point where remember I did the baffling and I've put the rubber seal in there. Yeah, it's facing forward. I just want to finally check my CHT, which I believe it just needs a good bit of heat soak through it. And then I want to put the wings on. I may have to take the prop and the cowl off and play with the CHT, the cylinder head temp that is. So I'm keeping it small while I can. It's the same wingspan, 28 feet, as the cruiser. The wings will stagger, the cruiser wing, probably good. Obviously the outer wing struts will come into play as well. So I'll keep it small while I can, and it's easy to walk around. I honestly don't know how I'm going to situate the aircraft. I want to be able to get the cruiser in and out. Now my currency's run out. I need to go for a BFR, basic flight review, which I haven't done. About a month overdue now. The weather in Victoria, Australia here, has been terrible. First day of summer, and I think it's a top of 15 degrees. And we'll go to the weather wall. At the moment, it's 13 degrees Celsius. What's that? About, say, 50 Fahrenheit, I think. You take off 30 and halve it. It's around 10. So around 50 degrees Fahrenheit for those in the Northern Hemisphere. Now outside, and that's the first day of summer, guys. So if you're up, hopefully you guys are getting snow, so send some heat down this way. Now outside here is a quagmire. If you don't know what a quagmire is, just try walking around in this rubbish. I've just paid my hangar rates, and so I own the hangar, or I own the building, and I lease the land. It's a bit of a double whammy. So I'll pay rates on the hangar, and then I'll pay a lease on the land. So they sort of get you twice. For that money, you think I'd be able to walk in here with without my gumboots on. Here comes the airport manager, so I'll just turn you off for a minute. There's my car. Walking around here with the old Chinese gumboots on. You can see why I'm not getting my pride and joy out in a hurry to do engine runs. I hope you can hear me in the wind as I tiptoe through the mud and the slush. And I'm slowly getting frustrated with this airfield because, the airport maintainer dude, he just drove past. You know, like, anyway, the weather's been terrible. Can't do much about the weather for about a month or 6 weeks or so. The amount of rubbish laying around the airfield, you know, it's not very inviting here. You know, there's a wrecked aeroplane sitting over there. Imagine going to a meeting and putting your hand up and saying, hey, can I dump my old Cessna near the toilet block? That's what's occurring. All the cones are higgledy-piggledy and busted. We need to spend a bit of money around here, guys. Latrobe Valley Council. You know, the weeds, yeah, okay, they're only 4.5 feet high. I know we've got to look after the tiger snakes, but anyway, it's hard to get enthusiastic, guys. So as far as the aeroplane goes, I need to make a pitot and static tube or holder or this thing. got this off the internet. So on the wing strut, obviously out here somewhere, but I'll use this for now, and that'll attach somewhere like that. I think it's called Bundy tube, 6mm aluminium tube, relatively soft. I'll spray it satin black. I use like the Model Jet Festo fittings. They're up here. So that runs to the gauge at the moment. The altimeter, sorry, what would it be? The static port could potentially just be open behind the gauge, I guess, but I'll run that out through the wing and down. And the Pitot for your airspeed will be out on the wing strut just to get it out of the prop wash, so you're not measuring prop wash. I've got my little Paw 80 on a model glider, power pod that I made years ago. This is off. I put it on a Sinbad glider, one of the last ones I made, and also went on a Pete Goldsmith Foxbat, I think it was, 3.5 metre model. And I'm going to pull that engine off and make the Roth. We went through this last time. Rotham pump. It goes on the right-hand rear strut right here, and that'll sit facing backwards. Something. I'm going to drop it through my woodwork. Sit like that, or maybe inverted. I'll pretty it up and put a propeller on it with a matte black mount of some description. So as you can see, I'm just dilly-dallying around until we get some nice, it's meant to be nice at the end of the week. Pull out both aircraft. I've just completed an annual inspection. So for those who don't know, you do a annual inspection, obviously every 12 months, and 100 hourly or 25 hourly in my case. Every 25 hours you do something, whether it's change the oil or if it's 100 hourly, it gets a big inspection. You can combine the two if they occur at the same time, roughly, but it needs a good bath, and I need to pull my finger out. And on a good day, well, the weather's not too bad, but it's taxiing through the mud. It's absolute slush. Go and find an instructor and go for a fly. So just noodling around. Cut down what's that, about an 8.4? Yep. Whatever prop it is, wood prop. And just cut it down to about a 6.4 or something like that. Stained it up a bit. Didn't bother to thin out the tips because it's not actually going to fly, this one. This reminds me of how my aero modelling career started. A lot of the older guys would probably go to the flying field with Dad. You put a propeller on a screwdriver and do those ones, run around. That's how my modelling career started back in the, the 70s, I reckon. So, little propeller, stooging around, make a bracket, and then I'll cut some metal, I guess, for the... I need to go and get some tubing that's going to fit. So this will be aluminium or brass tubing, come through, run up the leading edge of the strut, and I'll use like a rubber outer with lock wire to simulate what was on the real Camel. Alright guys, I'm not sure how good this will work, but we'll give it a run. I'll take you for a ride. I've done my checks. Just check you're on. Yep. Alright, chocks are in. Feeling the pedals, no brakes. Okay, full rich crack the throttle, fuel's on, power's on, fuel pump, scavenge. Go straight into it. Clear prop. Now something happened then. Something's gone wrong there with the throttle. Mixture's not working. And I think it's binding with the throttle somehow. Oop, there. So either the TBI's jackknifed a bit. That's so you can see me. Probably good to find that on the ground. The what was it? It was up around 16, so I'm way too lean. As I was leaning it out, the mixture jammed the throttle, and I sort of pushed through it. I reckon the TBI may have come off or you know, just jackknifed. It's a pain because prop off, cowl off, but that's why we do ground runs. Up here's sort of okay. So you got to try every, you know, full lean and then idle to full throttle, and then full rich, idle to full throttle. Do every combination you can. I don't know what happened there. I definitely felt something, like a cable kinked or gave way, or so it's still free up this end. Yeah, have to open her up. CHT's not coming up, but now I've shut down. You have a look here. Sorry about the camera work, guys. You tied to my hat. I've got CHT's registered. If I turn power off, chops away, and now it's coming up while I'm shut down. I just don't sort of believe it. It's like it's not calibrated. And then the shutdown for now, because I'm not going to run it again. I'll turn the fuel off, which is down here. I scavenge the oil until it does that, and everything down for on the ground. And I'll have to go and have a look at that. All right. Yeah. Righto, back in the hangar, prop off, cowl off. All right, with the cowl off, I don't know if you can see, but I thought I'd bent the pin. Alright guys, so I found this is a spare TBI, but the mixture control here, I've got a bracket. If you imagine a bracket that picks up these two, it was actually down pretty much sitting flush. So when the mixture control came off the landing or the flat, adding a bit of heat and a bit of vibration, more so the vibration, I think what was happening, I was just snagging, and then I could feel the cable, because I panicked a bit while the engine was running. I felt the cable buckle. I still don't know how or what happened. The throttle seemed to bind as well. Maybe that was in my head. I watched the video back because I was running full, what was it? I think it was full rich, way too rich. See, I've forgotten already. I have to watch the video back, see the numbers on the AFR if I can see it. Might be a bit rough video. I just bolted the, use the GoPro cap for the GoPro. Very difficult working in there, and not wanting to undo too much stuff. But I undid the TBI, pushed it back. This is the bracket, if you can see in there, which holds the mixture cable, which is this guy. Also picks up the primer, which does a upside down Humpty Bump. And yeah, hopefully that was the fix. While I'm here, I'm going to go home now. I'll order another K-type thermocouple, I think. It just registered today, and yeah, don't fully understand. But I don't know, Maybe I'll leave the cowl off, put the thermocouple on, give it another run, and cowl it up. Alright guys, so from the Sopwith Aircraft Company here in Victoria, one thing I will say, I'm a bit over it guys. Going through what I went through was not nice, and yeah, not sure where this is going to end up, to be completely honest. So I'm going to take a break now. I wish everyone a Merry Christmas. I'm going to have a good Christmas myself. I've got a camping trip planned next week. Going to catch that big cod one day. We've crossed paths a few times and I know where he lives now. So as far as the Camel goes, I just got to get some confidence and a bit of mojo back to keep building. Let's have a break and we'll get back into it. Merry Christmas everyone. Thanks for watching. See you early in the new year.